Hello and welcome to Game Over Year, the video game podcast created by gamers for gamers, with your hosts Leon,
Dave. Hello.
And we've got a guest this week from the on the old drums from Remake, Dan O'Donoghue.
Hey.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Yeah, all good, my man. How about yourself, dude?
Yeah, not bad. A bit tired. Been at work like all morning, so I'm just here to chill out with you guys now.
Oh, nice, man. Well, I mean, you get to have a lovely picture of Dave's ear this week because his camera is
what
still
the hell's
frozen.
going on with that?
I have
It's
no
a lovely
idea,
ear, I
but
must
it's
say. It's a
amazing.
very nice ear.
I love it. It is a lovely ear, Dave. I think you should go into ear modelling of some sort.
Absolutely,
I
I've
love
got
the
another
way
one
it
just like
brushes
it.
over your hair. It's amazing. I envy your ear.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, we've had what we had so far on the show. We've had my bulge.
Yep, we have. Yeah.
We've had my hand, my thumb, something like that.
Something like
I
that.
hope it's your thumb.
And now my ear. So you are getting various bits of me throughout.
Yeah, we'll
the
just
various
gradually
shows.
go-
Eventually, it will be an entire man.
One day, Dave.
Yeah, it's like cut out and collect.
Well, I mean, let's dive into Dan's world at the moment, and let's see what's been going on with the band recently, man. It's been a while. I mean, obviously, the last time you came on the show, you were with all of your band members, including the
Yes.
silent one in the background.
Well, yeah.
which was
Well,
amazing.
we'll say two and a half because he was visually there, but other than that, it was pretty dire. Yeah, we've been very busy. Since last time, we've got some new work in progresses, coming out very nicely. I think a few of them are actually heading towards being finished now. So it's sort of recording up the last bits and bobs for that, for the new album, which should be out this year, hopefully.
Oh, nice.
If we can stick to our timeline, that is. But no, we're pretty good. We do work hard, so it shouldn't be a problem. We've got a few shows as well coming up this year. We've got Liverpool Anime Con, obviously, next month. And we've got a big one again in London, which is LAGC, a part of the Anime League convention scene. Always a great show. We love that one.
Cool.
We're going all over the place really this year. We're sort of passing through various areas. Leicester, I think a few in Wales possibly as well.
Well,
but
if you fancy coming over to Ireland, I'm sure we can get a few people. Together.
Well, we're working on it, my friend. We're definitely working on it. But as of yet, nothing's set in stone. But yeah, we're definitely trying.
Yeah, we do have a very large geek anime culture over here. So.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll definitely try and get in tune with that.
Cool, man. Well, I mean, let's dive into some games then, Dan. So, I mean, what you been playing, man?
Oh, well, apart from the obvious League of Legends stuff I always play, I've decided to go back in time to a wonderful time of Final Fantasy VII, which is, in my opinion, the greatest game ever made. And I'm sure it will be the greatest game ever made again this year. I hope they don't let us down.
Yeah,
So,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean on that kind of level. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I'm kind of excited
There
about
it
it, but
is.
then like it's still at the same time I'm a bit like, there's certain things that are like, the fact that they're putting it out in sections and stuff. I'm a bit
Yeah.
like,
But then at the same time, that kind of just says to me that they're really taking it seriously. They're going to be putting a lot of work into it, making sure everything gets included. Because to my understanding, the whole of Midgard is sort of going to be incorporated into the game, like not just like the a scene here and there. You can explore like a massive, vast quantity of the city itself. So I think that's probably why they're sort of releasing it as episodes, because they can just capture the full essence of the game.
Do you think Eris will survive to the end this time around?
As much as I'd love her to, it wouldn't work with the story. Without her death, it wouldn't really be the same.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
It
So,
wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't
at
be
all.
the same. I mean,
Do you think they'll
we-
implement? Sorry, do you think they'll implement the secret side quest rumor that was around that could bring Eris back? That apparently they didn't have time to put in. Do you think they'll
I do
actually
hope
put
so.
something like
I
that in?
do hope so because when I played it when I was actually Leon actually introduced me to the series, I thank you kindly. So
That's right. That's right. I know my Final Fantasies.
Good me, my friend. Yeah. I played it through and I was just mesmerized. I literally wanted to do everything. It took me about 2 years. My little busted up PlayStation 1, but I pretty much completed it 100%. So I wanted to make sure there was nothing else I could do. So I was going online. I read up about the reviving Aeris. I was like, oh, hang on, this is new. So I found out all different kinds of ways to do it, and one of them included getting, I think, like 100 tissues from the battle arena, mastering. I did like a lot of this as well. Sadly, it doesn't work. Just to let you know, you have to like master revive and then put it on the Buster Sword, and it unlocks a secret third stage called Resurrect. Yeah, that didn't work either. But yeah, I tried all sorts of things to try and bring her back to life, but it just doesn't work.
I love internet trolls on that kind of level. You know, I promote more of that, please. You know, let's waste more people's time with random shit.
Exactly. I'm sure that there's probably more ways to resurrect Aeris than there was to get Lara Croft naked in Tomb Raider.
Am I the only one that trapped the butler in the freezer in that game? Because I remember me and my friends, we used to always like run around the Lara Croft house and like get the butler.
Oh yeah, no, I totally did that back in the day as well.
Yeah, I did that as well.
Yeah,
I thought that was just me being sick.
I thought it was part of the tutorial. You know, you learn how to run, jump, and trap butlers in freezers.
Yeah. It was funny. I was really good at that, but I could never get past the first part with the tiger in the cave. I was useless at that game.
No, I got quite far. It was the Tyrannosaurus Rex stomping around that got me a few times.
I think I saw Leon do that part actually. I think we went to your house and when we used to make our cool dens at your house and just have like massive PlayStation binges.
Oh yeah, probably more than likely.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was, man. We used to like raid the cupboard to get all the food and like just sit in his room and just play like games all day.
Yeah, man. That's what it was
mainly
about, man. It was all about playing the video games.
You know, getting terrified while Leon just bossed it on Doom. I was like, yeah, I'm not playing this game. This game is terrifying.
Awesome. Are you playing Final Fantasy on your busted up PlayStation, or are you doing the PC version?
I've upgraded and I've managed to get it on my smartphone. They've released like an app for it, so you can get it in the App Store.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. Like it's all exactly the same. Like as it's just like having the game itself. But it's in your pocket. It's brilliant.
And attached to a charger, because I'm sure it's draining the battery like crazy.
It's not as bad as I thought, actually. Thankfully, yeah. So you can give it a good binge, and your phone will still survive for a few hours
until you get a phone call right in the middle of a boss.
That is massively annoying. I can't stress that enough. Like it's always when you're on like a pivotal moment as well, and like someone decides to like call you, you know, because they text you every other time in their life. At that one specific time you don't want them to call you, they decide to call you. It's brilliant. Keep up, guys. I love that. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I've had that a few times when I've been playing Plants vs Zombies Heroes. I'm like at the winning move, and I'm just like, right, I just need to do this, and then it's like, and I'm like, ah! And they're like, what?
No!
What have you done? And it's like, oh no, not you at all. You've just lost the game for me. My life is over, and they don't understand this. It's like, it's a game.
It's just a game to you, not to me.
This is my life.
This is my life.
Indeed.
Oh, well, cool, man. Well, I mean, Final Fantasy VII, you know, obviously is big in my heart as well. I do love that game, and I have bought that game far too many times than I'd like to admit, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
now you have to get on your mobile.
Yeah, probably. it's probably going to happen. But I mean, I've got it on my PS Vita, so I've got a mobile kind of way of playing Final Fantasy VII anyway. So
yeah, I have Final Fantasy VII currently sitting on my PlayStation 2 in my front room. So
nice,
good man.
I've actually still got the original PlayStation Platinum version, all 3 discs. I think
nice. I have the
the
original one before it went platinum.
Nice,
man.
Even better.
That is much better. I think mine has that the demo as well. You know, the Final Fantasy VIII demo where it shows you.
That's right.
I think it's the scene, the opening scene, the cutscene, and I think it's got the waltz in there as well when they do the seed dance.
That's right. And then
I think I'm gonna have to check that out.
gameplay wise, if it is the one that's got like the actual gameplay demo on it, it's the seed mission, the first seed mission that you do, where you fight the big sort of robot. I'm just trying to think.
Oh yeah, the ex-Atmo guy.
Yeah, that's it.
He was evil. I once very stubbornly decided I'm not leaving this place until you die. But yeah, he regenerates at such a rate, it's just ridiculous.
I'm just going to quickly refer to the chat, really. A little bit of a throwback saying hashtag get remake to Ireland. It's a thing now. Ed said it, so it's definitely a thing. Like,
well, you guys can help. If you spread the word around there, get a bit of a buzz going. I'm sure it will help us. Because it's definitely something that we would love to do. We'd love to go over there and play with you guys. It'd be amazing.
Well, as we're talking about Ireland, let's go over to our Irish correspondent, Dave, or our island correspondent. Let's go with that.
Hello.
Okay?
Yeah,
it's not really Irish, but
it's more like an Ireland, I think, right now, because his ear still on the screen.
Yeah, Ireland. Yeah, I like that. So, I mean, Dave, man, what? Give us a game, man. What you been playing?
All right. Yeah. Sorry. I have been playing Outlast 2, more of, and
excellent.
Yes, and I also took a trip back in time, not far as back as Final Fantasy VII, but Axiom Verge, which is an indie game, which is in the style of very old sort of Metroid type games. It is basically just like Metroidvania, but awesome and incredibly tough. And you know how you get a game and you just play it every day religiously for like months and months and months, and then suddenly you just stop for no reason, but you just decide you haven't played that again. Well, this is the thing with Axiom Verge. I picked it up and I was playing it every day, and I was just getting through, and I almost completed it, and then I stopped. Don't know why, I just did. And I was looking through my list of games, and I saw it, and I was like, oh yeah, that one. It was a bit of a pain in the ass to load, because obviously the way the graphics work, certain monitors and their resolutions get a bit of a hitsy fit when it launches. But luckily, I launched it and it worked fine. So I thought, cool, I'll go back to it. And I realised that I was trying to 100% the entire game.
Yeah.
So because I dedicate my entire time to finding all the secrets myself. I have the game on one monitor, and I have the map with showing all the items on the other one. So I'm just sort of going, okay, where haven't I been? There. How do I get there? Like that. Cool. And then I proceed to run around that particular room, shooting all the walls until I find the secret item. Although the secret items that I had left to find are the ones that require ridiculous amounts of game abilities, because you have a super jump of sorts, and you also get the ability to shoot a sort of a little facehugger crawler thing.
Facehuggers.
Which allows you to get through narrow gaps. So you are mind controlling this little facehugger thing, but then you can teleport to where he is, and this allows you to get past certain walls. And you also get like a grappling hook. So there's certain secret areas where you need to jump up, super jump, fire the little facehugger thing to right at its maximum point. Then you teleport to him, and then you have to then grapple onto something else. Then you have to swing. Then you have to do the whole thing again, just so you can get further up. And I'm doing it on keyboard because I'm hardcore, and this is a bit and it's a sort of game that's designed for a game controller. So when you're doing this thing where you've got to press 6 buttons all on the keyboard, you basically just with the keyboard rolling it across your face and hoping for the best. But the music is amazing, the gameplay is amazing. It is a little back and forth to my liking, like certain games like this, like Metrovania, obviously. You have teleports. This game has no teleports. So if you need to get to the other side of the map, you have to walk there, and that can take a while. And especially when you're doing the whole back and forth trying to find all the secret stuff, it can get a little bit over time consuming, which sort of detracts from the game itself, but overall pretty good. But now I've managed to find all the secrets from the areas that I've already been, so I'm now progressing to the last area, last boss, and hopefully getting it completed. But there are secret worlds, and they don't show up on the map. And I've found, I think it's 3 of the 5 already. Unfortunately, I've only made note of 1 of them. So I've now got to go back and find the other 4. But the way the secret areas work is that there's 2 easy secret zones, there's 2 medium secret zones, and there's 1 super hard secret zone. Within that secret zone is a weapon. And each time you play the game, it's different. So you have to play the game multiple times in order to unlock all 3 weapons. Bollocks to that, I only want to do it the first time, but I still want to do it just to say that I've managed to find one of these secret. But all the entrances are randomly generated, so you never know exactly where they are. So again, there's a map where people have been playing it through sort of years and gone, well, there's usually some here, and might be some over there, but good luck trying to find them. So I'm using this. But you can tell that you're coming up to a secret area because the screen goes a bit weird. But sometimes you may be in the room above it or next to it. So while it's going weird and you think, oh, I'm at the entrance, you might be in a completely different room. So it's a little bit tricky. But, they're designed to be really hard to get into, which I like. I like the fact that there's extra bits in the game that challenges you, that doesn't hand you everything over immediately.
Oh, I mean, it's adding to that sort of replayability as well. The fact that, you probably definitely missed that on your first playthrough. So,
Absolutely.
It's a pretty neat idea for sure.
Definitely. And there's obviously a speedrun mode if you're feeling particularly dexterous, and then there's a under 40% mode if you're feeling particularly challenged, and there's obviously hard mode and all that good stuff. But the story is actually pretty cool. It's a bit like Another World, because you play a scientist pissing about with warp hole technology, as you do, and it all goes a bit Pete Tong, as it invariably does, and you find yourself in this other realm of weirdness of these machines that are like robots. It's almost like Ghost in the Shell type thing. And there's I think there was a war many years ago, and they're like the keepers of chaos, and it's all gone a bit crazy, and then big reveals are discovered as you go through the game and stuff. It's really cool, and it's all done by one guy. The entire game has been made by one guy. Absolutely everything. So fair play to him.
That's impressive. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's on Steam. It's ridiculously cheap, and it's well worth playing.
Well, we've got Bad Habitos, maybe in the chat. If I got your name wrong, I apologise. He says, "Oh, hey, and he's also saying he's asking us. So I mean, let's throw this question out to you guys. Have you played Five Nights at Freddy's?
I haven't, but I've seen it played, and I must say I would love to get on that just because it looks terrifying and slightly challenging at the same time.
Dave?
I have not played it.
I can't say I have either.
The hundreds of different videos out there. Markiplier's done. Probably most famous for playing the Five Nights at Freddy's. I know that it has a huge following. There's Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a RPG one now as well, which is kind of done by him, but not. There's cartoons. There's even like a chat room chibi version. So there's a huge market out from this. But to be honest, I like jump scare games. I like scary games. I play a lot of scary games. But for me, the game was just a sort of rip-off copy of Elevators from Hell, which was a game where it's a single screen game where you are being chased by this evil AI, and you've got to get to different floors, and you've got to get keys, and then you've got to unlock a door and get out. And there's a single elevator that's going up and down, or 2 elevators going up and down. And it's insanely hard. And it's the same sort of thing, is the fact that you've got to keep an eye out on things, and you've got to keep the door closed to prevent them coming and get you, and and you've got to survive the night. And I felt that this was, obviously it wasn't a complete copy of the game, but I felt that this one, I enjoyed doing that. But I don't know. It just didn't really massively appeal to me. It was kind of like because I've seen all the videos and stuff. I've seen what it can do. It's not really the same sort of thing, and it's kind of a bit samey after a while. I'm probably the only person in history to probably not like Five Nights at Freddy's. I could play it and change my mind, but right now I've got other things to do. And if someone said, "Hey, here's the game. Would you like to go?" I'll be sure, but I'm not going to go out my way to play it. Leo?
Yeah, I mean, I must say I've never played it myself, so I don't really know too much about it either, but you've just given me everything I need to know about it, Dave, so I appreciate that. We've got more going on in the chat this week, so yeah, keep them coming for sure on that kind of level. Apparently Bad Habitos was hoping that would scoff at it, and hello Daniel. Daniel was here, he said. So, and then...
Well, Bad Habitos, I did scoff at it.
I believe he may be a buddy of mine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think he must be. He must be. And then just sort of on the on other chat kind of thing wise, Ed has sort of come up with another game there. So for a fun little game that's worth checking out, take a look at Lisa. It's lisatherepg.com. I will probably have a look at that after the show and see what all the fuss is about. So thanks for the recommendation, Ed.
On the website, there's a picture of a man mooning.
Oh, really? Fantastic.
Yeah. It's called The Painful RPG. Lisa is a quirky, side-scrolling RPG set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Beneath the charming and funny exterior is a world full of disgust and moral destruction. Players will learn what kind of person they are by being forced, big capital letters, to make choices. These choices permanently affect the gameplay. If you want to save a party member from death, you will have to sacrifice the strength of your character. Whether it's taking a beating for them, or chopping off limbs, or some other inhuman way, you will learn that in this world, being selfish and heartless is the only way to survive. Sounds
very
good.
interesting, actually.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll have to, maybe give it a punt at some point. I've got a few games that I'm kind of playing at the moment, so I suppose I might as well get into a game that I've been playing this week. Humble Bundle has delivered once again and has given me my nice lot of monthly games this month, and the first one that I decided to sort of pick up and play this weekend, and for once I can actually say this, I've actually completed a game this week because it was actually a really short game, which is a big plus in my opinion. It was a game called Inside by Playdead. They were obviously the guys behind Limbo. Have you guys heard of Inside at all?
Is this the new one that they were bringing out?
I think it's been out for a little bit now, but it's as you'd kind of expect, from the Limbo kind of guys. It is like a puzzle sort of side-scrolling platformer as such, but the art style of it is really fucking gorgeous. You're just literally this little. You're a little boy, kind of running away. I mean, it doesn't really give you too much. Sort of. Literally at the beginning, it's not like with other games where it kind of feeds you and gives you all of that information, going, oh yeah, this is why you're doing it. It literally just drops you in, and I mean, this is the beginning of the game right here that I'm showing you, and you're literally just running through the woods, and at random points, some guys will just be randomly chasing you or something, and you just be like, oh,
it
fuck,
looks like the start of Limbo.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of, that Limbo kind of vibe as well, because, it is by the same guys as well, so it kind of makes sense that it would be. But I mean, very short game. I do sort of throw that out there now. I mean, I did it within 3-4 hours or so, got through to the end of the game, but, me and my girlfriend were just sitting there while she was watching as well, intently going, oh yeah, no, don't move on any further. I want to see what happens kind of thing. So it's definitely, honestly, a game that I recommend highly. I think everyone needs to have a playthrough on it. I wouldn't say that it's got much of a replay value to it. I mean, because I didn't. I mean, there is sort of some secrets, something like apparently there's like a secret ending kind of thing as well. But I don't really want to spoil anything about this game because like you get later on in the game and there, some weird shit happens. But I just can't. I can't reveal anything. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. So that's why I'm only showing you this intro.
You die horribly in many different ways.
You can die, yeah, in very bad ways. I mean, like if the guys spot you, like some of the other humans kind of thing, if they spot you, they will come over to you and like literally choke you. There's like at some points there's like dogs that will come out and like chase you down, and then the dogs will just eat you. And yeah, it's a brutal game.
Charming game.
It's brutal, but I mean the actual art style is quite charming. I mean, because it may be a side scroller as such, but it's got a lot of depth in the background. I mean, you can't move anything towards the back or anything there, but it's really cool because you'll just be sort of running along, and then something will suddenly happen in the background, and then it will like maybe a dog or something will start chasing you, and it'll be like, oh fuck, I've got to run. Like,
I do like the
really
2.5D games. They do add a certain depth. I'm trying to say that without being as punny as possible, but it's true. Is the fact that with a full 3D game, you run into the whole camera control issue, and that can really detract from the enjoyment of the game. But with these sort of games, is that it's all on one plane with everything in the foreground with the platforms and the running around and the adventure and the stuff. But you've still got a lot of stuff going on in the background, which can really bring out the game itself, which is good.
Yeah, man, for sure. I mean, honestly, I recommend this game highly. Everyone should give it a shot. I mean, you can see a dog chasing down like the kid there now, and it's just like, oh shit!
Eat him.
But yeah, but that's all I'm going to show you because I don't want to spoil any more of this game because it is a great game. Definitely give it a shot. I mean, like I said, it is only like 3-4 hours or so. I mean, probably even less actually. But I know it took me like 3-4 hours because I kept fucking things up, here and there. But yeah, big thumbs up on that game. Playdead did a fantastic job on a follow up for Limbo. So I mean, Dan, what other games have you been playing, my man?
I'll say I've gone back into a bit of a Pokemon phase at the moment.
Another fantastic game. I've got to throw that out there.
It is, yeah. You can't fault it. I'm afraid it's pretty good. I've decided because for me my favourite generation. There it is, Generation 3, fantastic. I don't know what it is. I love the whole world of Gen 3. I love the Pokemon in it. I love the story to it, and I love how it sort of it added a big chunk to the whole sort of the mythical legendary Pokemon as well. They played such a big role in the whole franchise, even up until like Gen, I think, was it 7? I think now. They're still sort of talking about the big, Kyogre and Groudon battle, but there's obviously a lot more behind it. That's
cool. I mean, for me, like, because I played a lot of the first ones, red, blue, and yellow. Like they were my they were my jam, like big time. But I think is Ruby the other one on this generation? Is it?
Yeah, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald.
Yeah, I definitely played Ruby.
Basically, the remakes of Green, Blue, and Red.
No, that was Leaf Green and...
Yes, that's right, yeah, Fire Reds. Yeah.
So, wasn't this just before them, or was it just after? I can't remember now.
I think these came first. These were the first Gen 3 games, and then they sort of bolted on Fire Red and Leaf Green into the Gen 3 series, but after these games.
There we go.
I say you have to get... If you're going to play Gen 3, it's got to be Ruby, because otherwise you don't get the Zangoose, and that's just a damn shame.
Yeah,
it's just the best Pokemon ever.
Yeah, man.
Zangoose is made.
I do remember that the red, the blue, and the yellow, you could do lots of glitches. There's obviously the big one, which was the name glitch. That if you got so far and then teleported with a particular Pokemon, you could then unlock all the Pokemons and pretty much negate having to trade. Do you know this version has those sort of glitches that were in the first games, or have they
I've not stumbled across any myself. But then again, I don't really go out and I don't really look for the glitches. I sort of just crack on with it. And it's such a beautiful game. I just love playing as it is. But I mean, it's definitely worth looking into if that's the sort of thing that you like to sort of figure out, like different glitches. So I'm sure there's going to be a few. But like I said, I've not found any myself.
So you have to still trade with other colours to get all the Pokemon. It doesn't have every single one in this version.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think that's kind of just the way they work, doesn't it? To get people to buy maybe more than one version, of the specific generation, or just to have that interactivity with other people that have the other version that you don't have. So, yeah, I think they've made it a lot easier now, haven't they, with the trading? Because you don't need to do the whole link cable nonsense anymore. I think you have like your own sort of online ID, and you sort of trade that way. I think it's a friend code they call it now. I haven't actually used it myself, so I don't have a clue.
You have to give each of the other versions to your band member friends, and you can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have to get on that.
Now, I mean, I could go on about Pokemon forever, but let's move away from, because I've got. I mean, you can't actually necessarily see. You know what? I'm going to grab some things Pokemon wise.
You do that, yeah. While we're doing that, I picked up the Final Fantasy VII box, the original. It actually has inside. It's got the 3 discs, but it also has a mini PlayStation magazine.
Oh, that's so cool.
So the old PlayStation magazine, which is kind of awesome. So it's like looking back at all the other games. But I love the stuff that's on the back. So it's over 120 minutes of mind-blowing cinematic sequences. Interact with hundreds of characters who will shape your destiny. Develop magic powers and summon raging demons. And the last one is intense arcade action sequences, which was 1 section in the game and 2 games.
And
there was the motorcycle bit as well. It's like not that many intense arcade sequences in it.
I've got a big Tombury sort of collectible in my car that I should have brought out with me. Really, it's one of my first purchases from the convention, and I love it dearly. It sits my car. It's like my car buddy, my soft Tombury friend.
Nice, man. Nice. You know what? Pikachu could even talk to you. Hold on. Let's get this on right now. I turn it off because it's like a room guard thing, and it started,
yeah.
It started really pissing me off, so I had to turn it off. But let's try me. Here we go.
I don't know, there's that motion detector thing.
All right, let's get it on this side. Hold on. Oh, in fact, the speaker's right there. Okay, all right. So yeah, there we go. It's my room guard.
That's amazing.
That's so cool.
But anyway, let's get off Pokemon. Because yeah, like I said, I could fall into that hole. So I've even got a Pokemon hat. But let's move on.
You're not wearing it?
No, I'm not. It's around somewhere, but I'm not going to dig that out right now. Now, in other games. I have been playing another game sort of over this sort of the last couple of weeks. I did kind of hint towards it in the last podcast, and it is actually a really cool game. I wanted to kind of hold off so I could try to talk about it properly this week, so that I had a bit more time to play it before I kind of was like, yeah, let's talk about this. Now, it's a game that's in early access at the moment. It is called Playerunknown Battlegrounds. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of it, but it is a fucking awesome game. It's kind of like a oh god, I need to actually switch back to my video. There it is. It is like, well, it's like a battle royale. I that's the best way that I can put it.
I was literally going to say that, like just from that sort of that shot there alone, just like the grid references and the map layout, it instantly reminded me of Battle Royale.
Yeah. I mean, Ed knows.
And if you're in a particular grid,
when
a certain time happens, you die instantly.
Yeah.
Well, basically, the way this game kind of works is that it's 100 players. You will get dropped off on a plane. You can get out at sort of any time from that plane, and then you drop in, parachute, and you've literally got nothing. You have to go around, fight, loot buildings, pick up weapons, and
nice,
just
man.
kill each other. That's literally it. To be the one at the end, to have the glory of being the one that survived until the end. And the cool thing is about this game is that you can go in solo, you can go in as a duo, or you can go in as a squad as such. So the footage that I'm showing you right now is that I'm in a squad of 4 people. And we're sort of all dropping in to try, just try and be the ones to get to the end. Now, I'm going to say this straight out of the bat. I am fucking terrible at this game because, I mean, look, I land on a roof in the first instance and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I'm like, oh my God, there's someone down there. I've got to be careful. Now, the cool thing about this game is that, the map is very fucking large. So, you don't necessarily... you sort of bump into people so regularly, but the way that they kind of combat that is that they reduce the play area size. So in other words, it's sort of like around every 5 minutes or so that you'll see like a circle in some sense come up around the map, and you have to get within that circle before the time sort of comes out, or you'll...
It is Battle Royale then?
Yeah, it is totally a Battle Royale kind of game. It's the ultimate, my brother put it as, it's the ultimate roguelike because of the fact that you have no idea what the hell is going on. You're just sort of like, you're just dropped in and you've just got to fend for yourself as such. It is quite a difficult game to get to grips with, but it is a lot of fun because like people, some people are really fucking good at this game as well because like, let's say if you pick up a sniper, then you can go around and you could find an attachment as such, and you could find like a decent scope so that you can kind of sit there and try and get people from afar. There's shotguns, pistols, crossbows. There is so many different weapons. There's also, you can get backpacks so that you can store more gear. Then there's like a different armor. I mean, you can see that I'm wearing a motorcycle helmet there. That's going to kind of protect me a little bit from headshots. There is even like down to a sort of, you can pick up like a pan as such, and you can wield the pan and like sort of and you can actually take bullets on that pan. So like if you've like holstered the pan and it's but you can protect your ass with a pan basically. There is melee weapons as well, like machete, like a scythe. There's it's a sickle as well.
That's very Battle Royale, the scythe.
Oh yeah, it totally is. It's
That's amazing. Here's a question.
Yeah.
You say you can get out of the plane at any time. What if you don't get out of the plane?
I'm assuming it forces you out. I'm assuming it forces you out. I haven't actually tried that, so I wouldn't be able to comment on that. But I think it probably does just push you out. Okay,
because you'd be like, I'm not going to get out of the plane. I'm just going to fly off. I'm going to stay with the pilot.
Another cool thing about this game is
that's how you win.
Yeah, maybe. It does force you out. Ed has verified. Ed has verified it. It does push you out. So there you go.
I like how he's tried it.
Yeah. The guys have actually played this quite a few times. I do believe they're sort of working on getting something together to sort of show everyone else.
People need to get on it. People need to get on it.
So
yeah,
I definitely want to get up on this game. This game is amazing.
You totally do. Honestly, I recommend it highly. I've been playing it, sort of, I mean, it hasn't got controller support, but I've been playing it with my keyboard and mouse as such. But when I'm downstairs on my Steam Link, I've mapped it via like big picture as such to a controller, so I can still sort of play it downstairs, and it does surprisingly work. Okay, I wouldn't say it's the best. I'd say still definitely use a keyboard and mouse preferably, but. Honestly, everyone needs to pick up this game. I mean, it is sort of around around 24-25 quid mark. So it is a little bit pricey, but it is a lot of fun. I definitely recommend going in as a squad, because going in on as your own is hard as fuck, unless you're pretty good at
from
FPSs.
the website that there's.
But actually, I've managed to find the video that the guys put together for Battleground. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to see if we can get it across to you, Leon, to see if you want to pop it on.
Yeah.
See how terrible they are, or how fantastically amazing they are, because I've not actually seen it myself. So
Awesome. Yeah,
I'm going to just take a punt here and say Jimmy is going to be terrible, and Ed's going to be really good.
Oh crap.
Yeah, I'm looking at their website, and the tagline is "Not just a game, this is Battle Royale." And the video that's playing on their website, you've got vehicles and boats and stuff.
There is vehicles as well. There is supply drops that happen as well. I mean, at one point we dropped in at a military base, and we found out the play area was on the other island, completely ridiculously far away, and we had to find a car quick so that we could get into the play area. It was ridiculous, but it's cool, driving around, and you're sort of ducking out the window, trying to shoot people as you go along. I've had a lot of fun on this game recently, and I encourage more people to get on it. I want more people to play with as well, because it's a lot of fun, I can assure you. It's saying there's no Jimmy, it's myself and Lars, our gaming buddy.
Lars.
Oh, yay.
So you can't see Jimmy fail.
That's probably for the best, yeah.
There you go. That's your homework for next time. Get Jimmy to play the game.
So there we go, Eds. We need to be playing some PUBG. The acronym. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, PUBG. Pub.
Yeah, man. I think we should all get together and go in as
Let's
a
go
squad
to the
and see
pub.
how well we fare.
Yeah. I think it's 4 is the maximum squad kind of thing, but we've got to do it. We've got to do it. Get a massive chat going. I've got a Discord, so we'll get something going for sure. Right. Dave, any more games on your kind of level, or are you pretty
Outlast
done?
2.
Outlast 2? Do you want to talk about it anymore?
Sure. Yes. Why not? I will talk about it a little bit more than I did last week, because last week was very brief because I was still new to the game and hadn't really sort of got to grips with it. I didn't want to give out any too major spoilers, because obviously it's still a very new game, and I know how sensitive people are with saying things like so-and-so dies or such and such happens, and people aren't aware of it. So, but this time around, I've played it a little bit further. I'm a little bit further in, and again, I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but I will mention that they have patched the game so soon. But the camera that you get this time around has an upgrade, which allows you to hear what's going on around you.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And it's meant to be some sort of like echolocation thing. It's not brilliant, but it's there. Unfortunately, it uses battery power. At the same time, so does the night vision. So if you are running around in the dark with the microphone active, trying to figure out where the bad guys are, your battery is just going down ridiculously fast. So they're
full of batteries on this game either.
Yeah, the battery consumption in this game is so much higher than the first game, and a lot of complaints have been made about that. So they've deactivated the battery usage for the microphone. So now you can use the microphone for as much as you want, which is actually really cool. And it's kind of become useful because you can just have it activated, and if you see a glip, then you're kind of like, oh, perhaps something's around. Yeah. Again, it doesn't immediately tell you where they are, because you just know that they're somewhere around, and if they stop moving and are quiet, then you could still end up running on top of people and kind of bad stuff happens. But it's a better step in the direction than it was when it was what they had originally. And the other thing they've done in the patch is they have reduced the difficulty for normal and made it slightly easier. And by slightly easier, what they actually mean is they've made it ridiculously easy. I was in the middle of recording, and my computer decided to have a massive hissy fit. The CPU and the GPU all went to 100%. This was right when I was being chased by someone as well, that everything just went to like 2 frames a second. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got to try and keep professional because I'm recording. But at the same time, what the fuck is going on? Because I can't move. And now I'm dying. And this is horrendous. And I really need to stop recording. And I went back and I watched the recording, and the recording's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, balls. I've got to now re-record that entire sequence again.
Oh man.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I must say I do like the Outlast series. I've not played them, but I've seen Mark play them, and it's very intense. It draws me in every time I watch it.
Absolutely. And if you're watching it, you want to be drawn into the action and not suddenly go, oh wait, this suddenly dragged out 2 frames a second chase scene. Looks a bit terrible.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool, I'll re-record it. Now, the first game, they only had 1 save slot, but what they did is they had multiple saves. So they had all the auto saves. So if you fecked up, you could then go back to a previous auto save and continue on. But this one, they give you multiple save slots, but only 1 auto save. And unfortunately, the save that I had has overwritten where I needed to be in order to do the recording.
So you have to start again.
Yeah. I had to start again from the beginning. But this is when I found out about the patch. And I was like, oh, cool, maybe things have changed. Yes, they have changed a lot. Now, even though I kind of know what's going on in the game now, more than I did when I was first playing it, the difficulty is so drastic. Like, the first time I actually met something that was actually going to be causing me grief, I died a lot. Because I'm like, this person, you suddenly stumble upon them and they've got this huge heavy mattock and they're like, you thump, you're dead. I am the best. And you're like, well, crap, let me try that again. Sneak, sneak, sneak. There you are. Cool. I'm going to activate you because I'm going to do the same thing I do in the first game. I'm going to activate you. You're going to run after me. I'm going to run like bugger to another point, then run around and then carry on. So this is the thing I'm going to do. So I'm like, sneak, sneak, sneak. Hello, hello, hello. They're like, you, I shall get you. And you're like, run away. And they're just like fucking Speedy Gonzales. And they're straight up your ass. And you're just like, oh my God, you're this so fast. And I'm dead again. What the hell? And it took me a few good attempts to actually get past. This time round, I was like, sneak, sneak, sneak. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to stay as far away as possible. Go. And they're like, taking the time. Oh, you fancy lunch? Oh, look, shiny moon, things, stuff. And they're really slow to, and then they'll start chasing you, but you just can get away so much easier. And then there's bits where I expected enemies from the first playthrough, and they're not there. They've made it easier by slowing the enemies down and just removing enemies. So it just felt to me like a much lessened challenge. But then again, I still need to play it on hard and insane, so it could still be challenging then. But I think they've gone from one extreme where I was dying every 2 seconds coming across enemies to it feels like a very scary walk in a dark park with like the old ghost trains, where things are just jumping on going woo, 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 and you go, ooh, scary, but I'm not in any danger. So there we go. But
do you think they'll be going for like a DLC for this one as well, like they did with the first one?
There's not been any word yet of a DLC, but I'm assuming there probably is. A lot of people have hoped that it's going to be the same like with the first one. The first game, the initial bit was very supernatural and very strange stories going on, and then the DLC came in and put a bit more sort of normalcy over it and a bit more sort of grounded the game. And they're hoping that this time around they'll do the same thing, because a lot of people are upset with this one because they've gone too far into the let's be as weird and disgusting and just generally nasty as possible, and it's kind of detracted from the game. So
the theme is very intense.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, the theme for this one is it seems like it's very intense. There's a lot of weird things going on.
Oh, absolutely. When I'm doing my recording, I pick up notes and I like to read out the notes for, dramatic emphasis. And I'm reading stuff out of, child stuff. And I'm just like, I feel really uncomfortable using the word that I'm saying. And so it is a little bit too intense. I mean, they have got the scares, still just as good as the other games that they've done. But I feel that they are going a little bit over the top and trying to be as, graphic and I don't think that's needed. But then again, like I said, I've still got much of the game to go, so it could get better. Or it could get worse. Who knows?
Do you kind of like the way it sort of transitions from the supposed reality and then into what appears to be sort of that I think it's like his mind, but it's in that school sort of setting.
Yeah. I think that they've been playing way too much Silent Hill. Like the Silent Hill in the first game, you enter the asylum and there's wheelchairs everywhere, and you just get some click of okay, Silent Hill wheelchairs, whatever, in a hospital, cool, love the reference. In this one, the fact that they're running around a school which is almost identical to it, you go outside and it's a blizzard and snowstorm going on, and there's the fog everywhere. It's just like if you want to make Silent Hill, make Silent Hill. But the transitions between the two are pretty good. I felt that the shining bit at the start of the game was pretty cool, and shocked me. And you're not quite sure, if it's in his subconscious or if he's being taken to another, reality. Yeah. But it's the fact it's quite jarring, the cut through. There's other stuff that happens as well, but I don't want to spoil that. But I think the way they are doing the sort of the transition is interesting, and how your reality is you seeing stuff in the game world as well. But it's kind of messing with your head, which is cool. And I think they're doing that a lot better than they were doing it with the first one, because I felt that the first game with Miles, who's meant to be going supposedly mad and hearing the voices in his head of the Wall Rider and hearing the static, it did nothing with that other than a couple of notes which are very easy to miss. And with Waylon, when he's come out of the machine, you get the spots in front of your eyes for like the first 5-10 minutes, which is fair enough. And again, they just dropped it and didn't do anything with it, which I felt that they missed a trick here. So the fact that they're doing these weird things in this game is nice.
I think they kind of touched on it a little bit with the DLC with regards to what sort of happened with Miles towards the end. But again, it wasn't, like you said, it wasn't exactly very in depth or sort of in your face. It was very sort of vague with what they did.
Indeed, I agree with you.
Right.
But
sorry.
Just to touch off, speaking of Outlast, all 25 parts are now up on YouTube, so you can now watch my entire Outlast and DLC run in one go. Do so, and I have no idea how far through Outlast 2 I am, but it is being recorded and it will be coming to a YouTube channel, Game Over Year channel, near you very soon.
Nice.
Keep an eye out for that.
Right, well, let's wait. We're kind of running out of time now. It's been a good show so far. I've been really enjoying the chat so far. So, but let's move through into. We got our first look at Darksiders 3 this week, and it is looking pretty sweet. It is obviously you're going to be fighting them 7 deadly sins again. But this time you're going to be under the sort of the guise of Fury, so in which you're not going to be playing as your the old protagonist. It's a whole new female protagonist that's going to be playing this time around, and it looks pretty cool actually from what we've seen so far. Not too much, but I don't know. Either of you guys a fan of the Darksiders series at all?
I recently just finished Darksiders on my PS3. I've fully completed it, got all the secrets and everything. The only thing I didn't do was spend 4 years collecting all the fecking souls to power up all my weapons to maximum, because they can bugger off with that, because the costs of each of the souls in the weapons expenses so much that it's just ridiculous and pointless to do. But I'm kind of pleased that I managed to find everything in the game, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a very good game. It's kind of like a grown-up Zelda. In the sense that you have the various different items. I thought the bosses were very cleverly well done. I thought the story was pretty cool. I liked the voice acting as well in it. I thought that was pretty good. And the Loki, the dude who had the hammer, sort of like Thor-esque guy. He was hilarious. I thought he was really, really good. The flying around on the back of the Angel Beast shoot 'em up bits were a bit clunky, But when you got the big ass cannon and you're walking around shooting down the angels, I thought that was a really, really good section of the game. I've not yet played the sequel, but as I enjoyed Darksiders, I'm hoping that the sequel and the trequel will be just as good.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, like, I'm definitely looking forward to checking out. I mean, we're not going to see it until next year. I'm sure we'll probably get some more details coming up at E3, which is, I think, less than a month away now. So we need to start booking in some stuff for E3, I think. You know?
Absolutely. Needs to be done.
Moving on, I mean, you're a Dota 2 fan, aren't you, Dan? Or is it you're more of a League of Legends guy?
More of a League of Legends. Yeah. I've not actually checked out Dota yet.
Fair enough. Well, for people that are not so hot on the old competitive gaming scene, they are actually going to be releasing their first co-op campaign, which is coming this month. I think it's like the first part.
I did hear about that actually. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's something I might have to check out myself because it does sound very interesting about how they're going to sort of incorporate it. So it'd be a good chance to have a look at that.
Yeah, I mean, basically, the Act 1 is going to be launching this month, and then Act 2 of this the co-op as such is going to be sometime in July. I'm definitely thinking about checking out as well, because, like, for me, I'm not really much of a competitive player, and, like, I don't know, it kind of gets on my tits a little bit at that kind of level, but it is going to cost money, kind of thing, for this kind of stuff. I think it's going to cost... it says $10 for a level. I don't know what it's going to be in our region as such, but yeah, so I don't know, I think it might be worth checking out, just because of the fact that I've never really got into the MOBA games properly, so maybe this might be something for me. Speaking of co-op kind of things, did you play the Overwatch co-op stuff? What they did? I suppose it's gone now, I think. But did you play it at all? What was it called? I can't remember what it was called now. I know Dave didn't.
I've not done anything sort of co-op-wise on there recently. Was it sort of like I guess like a limited time sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah, it was a limited time thing. Uprising, that's what it was called. Yeah, it was a limited time thing.
I've not seen it actually.
Oh, really? Well, you missed out. It was running from the 11th of April to the 1st of May, and it was actually a really cool thing. Where it was just like a little event where there was new kind of loot boxes for this kind of thing as well. Story wise, I'm just trying to think what it was. I can't even remember now, but I know that you could only play as, I think it was 4 characters. I think you kind of had to be in a team of 4. It was either, I think it was McCree, it was like the medic. Well, it's in, oh god, I can't even remember their names now. That's really bad. I don't think it was McCree, and actually now thinking about it, I'll have to look it up properly. But it was really cool. I'm hoping that Overwatch do more of that kind of thing. But just while I'm speaking about Overwatch, they have basically, this is $1 billion series now, and it hasn't been even a year yet. Which is absolutely bonkers on how Overwatch has actually really taken off. I mean, I know you're a fan of Overwatch, aren't you, Dan?
I am, yeah. I've not played it so much recently, like I said, but it's sort of coming around to that time now where I want to get back into it. I sort of go through phases. At the minute, it's a League of Legends phase, but I seem to be getting worse and worse at that moment. So I'm going to try my luck on Overwatch and see if I'm any better at that at the moment, and then probably just rotate it again another few weeks time or so. So we'll see if there's anything new on there to check out, and hopefully, like you said, they'll do another co-op event, and then we might even get on there together for the next one.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, the co-op event went from April 11 to May 1st, and you journeyed to King's Road to quell an uprising led by Null Sector, and you played as Tracer, Torbjorn, Reinhardt, or Mercy.
Oh, that was it. That was it. I see. I got it completely wrong.
It's like the main healer everyone seems to go for these days. My mate at work is a Mercy main. He's always banging on about all his golden guns he's got, He's I think he's ranked actually now. He's like gold or something. But yeah, he seems to be quite good with her.
I must admit, when I'm playing it, I'm usually sort of support kind of characters. So I'd either be like Mercy, Lucio, or maybe like a tank kind of role as well. So I play a lot of Reinhardt as well.
I tend to go for Diva and Pharah are sort of my main go-to characters. Recently, when I sort of played it last, I started delving into playing a bit of Mei as well. She's quite interesting.
Okay.
She's got a bit of offense and a bit of defense as well. So yeah, I thought that was quite an interesting character.
All right, cool, man. Well, I think that probably about wraps it up for this week for us. So, I mean, Dan, where can we find all your lovely stuff about your band, or maybe even promote yourself as well? You know, your Twitter or something like that as well. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, we've got a few channels. We've got Facebook, obviously, which is Official Remake Music. Pop that in, you'll find us. We've got Twitter as well, which is just Official Remake, and you can find our album and other works of art on Bandcamp, which is officialremake.bandcamp.com.
Nice, man. Well, I mean, Dan, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show again. Hopefully,
Thanks for having me over.
Maybe you'll come back on when this album maybe appears this year, hey?
Yeah, definitely, yes. See what we can we'll sort something out and maybe get some more gaming done, maybe a bit of Overwatch, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, man, we should.
Played a bit of League last time. It's
yeah, oh no,
bit out of your element on that, I think.
Allow League. There's no way that I'm ever going to get into a MOBA properly. But then I tell you what, like Dawn of War 3 is very MOBA-like, and I am actually getting into that now. So it's a good game. So maybe I might have to do it.
So if you want to sort of have a few games, I mean, I'm not great by any means. Eb will tell you in the comments, I'm sure, in a minute how terrible I actually am at the game. He's spammed the chat there with all of the information for the band, so if you do want to check us out,
yeah,
give it
it's
a
all
click.
there. All right.
Maybe next time you come on, you'll see my other ear.
Yeah, maybe. It's been incredible just seeing your ear this week, Dave. I think we need to make this a thing. We'll see different body parts every week.
We should maybe get like a discussion on the chat about what body part is going to display for the next podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. That could
have like a competition or like a poll and see which one's most popular.
Oh, brilliant! All right,
and there's the compliment.
Yeah,
thanks,
there it is. Yeah, Dan, League. Ha!
Shout out to my friend Dan, who's also a League player. We don't like Ed now, so we're going to beat him up on League at some point, me and Dan. He'll probably kill us both, but you know, we'll
like it. All right, man. Well, let's wrap up this bad boy. So if you'd like to take part in our conversation, you can either post on our Facebook wall at facebook.com/GameOverYear. You can tweet us using @GoOverYear, and you can also follow us on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/GoOverYear. And Mike's not here, so Dan, do you want to give us the website? Can you remember it?
Hang on. I'm going to say I remembered it, but I'm going to cheat and look at the document.
Do it.
Okay.
When I find it, it keeps disappearing on me. Silly document. It doesn't like me very much. Right. I mean, I could just say it. You know, like I'm.
No.
We've got to do it now. We've got to do it now.
We started, so we finish.
All right.
Okay. And you can subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/user/GameOverYearUK. You can drop us an email at contactus@gameoveryear.net.
There we go. Fantastic. And don't forget, you can find all of these lovely links at the most important place, which is our website, gameoveryear.net. Thank you for joining us. And until next time, Game Over Year.